you're going to spawn on the top of a mountain. As you can see, got a lot of snow and ice up here. However, if we go over here, you can look where the sun is and get a general idea. You got a little cave, so do be careful. And a pretty interesting pillager tower location as it's on top of the mountain or hill. If you go over in this direction now, you'll have something that's pretty interesting. And that is a large plains biome with a lot of great building locations. As you can see, lower down. See, really good overall. Got a large amount of it too. Got a lot of plains right there. Then you have a nice little village that's part of the mountain right here. I think it looks really good, as you can see. Also has great building locations. As you can see, a decent amount of plains area and a little bit of flat area right by the village itself. And some Sakura trees for those who like to actually utilize that for building. And you do have the village going down into the river that leads out into a larger body of water. But it actually gets even better than that, because by the larger body of water, which is right there, you got a pretty good flat area for building. So overall, really good seed for building. This seed is amazing. So first off, you got a little forest area right there for a variety of different trees, including Sakura trees. You do have a little bit of flat area right on top of this hill right here. Some more there, which is honestly almost surrounded by water, which I think looks pretty good. You have a Sakura tree area over there with a little bit of village. More Sakura trees over there, which is pretty cool. But what I really want to focus on is this area right here. You got a V-shaped Sakura biome with a lot of flat area if you're willing to cut down the trees. You also have this little hill area over here, which has a lot of flat area as well, and does give you some pretty good scenery. Got a little lava lake, some Sakura trees right there. Really cool. As you can see, you do got a ruined portal right there. And if we head over in this direction, we come across another village, which I think is pretty cool. It goes from almost the top part of that hill all the way down. And honestly, it looks pretty cool. So you got a lot of possibilities for this seed. Enjoy. We got another really good flatland seed. You get a large body of water, as you can see here. That is where the sun rises. If you turn around, you get a large plains biome with a lot of flat area for building. I mean, if you look, it's mostly flat throughout the whole area, which is really good. But for those who are a fan of jungle, here you go. So you got a sparse jungle right along the border of this plains biome. In addition, it gets even thicker as you go further in, which I think is really cool. And if you come over here, you got a little island right there as well with some trees like birch and oak. But over there you got even more jungle. So you got a pretty large flatland seed with a lot of jungle, which I think is really cool. If you want one of the best seeds for building, look no further. So you got a little body of water relatively close to spawn with a decent amount of flat area right along the coast. But that's not the best part of the seed. You got a village that's right next to this really good. It's just like you have the savanna. You have a pretty good sized plains biome with a lot of flat area for building. You have a savanna, a pillager tower right over there. If we go up the hill, as you can see, we got a decent sized village right here. If you go up the hill, you have some Sakura trees, the savanna part of the mountain, snowy areas right there. And if we come up here, get a pretty good building location for a base. As you can see, it looks down over there. You got really good scenery all around you. And down there, you got a little village. If we go over here, down to the snowy area, you got a nice building location right here. Really good. But it gets even better. You have more Sakura trees over on this side. And we have a pillager tower kind of snuck in right on this part of the mountain, which is honestly pretty cool when you're looking at it from down there. And then you have more Sakura trees right there. But if we head down over here, you got a good amount of building area right there. And off in the distance, you have another village. As you can see, the house right there in this little river valley. Just go up there and you'll find it. And you got more plains area over here that's really good for building. But wait, there's one final aspect that makes this seed really good. This cavern spawns right there. If you follow this little part of the water and just go down, and you got a really good cavern system right here, which could also be really good for building. So enjoy. We got another amazing seed. This may not look like an island, but you are in fact on an island chain. We're spawning on a Badlands part of the seed right here. If you go a little bit forward, you're going to come across a crater with a little pond right there, which I think is pretty cool. It's not a cavern or a cave system. It doesn't lead there. You have another little crater right here, which I think is also pretty cool. And if you go a little bit further, you got a large body of water. As you can see, it is an island chain. You got a little ruined portal over there. You got rivers going through here. And you got a lot of flat area spread throughout the desert on both sides of the river. Over there. And if we go up here, we have even more flat area for you to build upon. And it's just really, really good. You also have a more islands over here. Like I said, it's not just one island. It's a bunch of them of varying sizes. If you're going to want trees, you're going to want to go over there because there's not really many trees over on this part of the island chain. They're all over there. So overall, really good building seed right here. Enjoy. We got a large plains biome right at spawn. Do be careful because you do have this little ravine by spawn. And if we go up, look towards that general direction where the sun is. You have a nice little mountain right there. But we were going to want to look in this direction away from the sun. And you got this nice little lake relatively close to spawn along this plains biome with a little bit of forest there. And if you come over here, you got a decent amount of flat area here and on that side of the river for building if you want to build by this lake. The river does go up into the snow plains biome, so you got a large regular plains biome with a ton of flat area for building. You even got another river right here. And snow plains biome over in this general direction with a good amount of flat area as well. A little ice spike biome right there. And on top of that hill, you do have quite a bit of flat area for you to build on as well. So whether you want the regular plains, the snow plains, or that snow hill flat top area up there for building, you have your choices. We got another amazing flatland seed right here. You got a large body of water right at spawn because you're spawning along this coastal area. You do got a little bit of flat area along the coast. A little bit more over on that part of the area, which goes over to that lake. And you got some more flat area along there. If we head over here, you got some flat area on top of the hill. Got even more flat area over in this part of the plains biome. And if we head to the other side of the hill, we're going to come across a little village that honestly is put in a pretty good location. It's right along this river right here. As you can see, looks really good. And it kind of goes up this hill, which honestly looks pretty cool. Got a little bit of flat area on that side of the village, but even more flat area on this side of the village. So overall, you got a lot of flat area of varying heights. And if we go over here, you got a couple cave entrances spread throughout here. One there, one right here. So if you just want to dive deep into a cave right by spawn, you can. We got another amazing seed. You got a island that we spawn on with a lot of water surrounding it. You got a little bit of flat land right by spawn. Come over here, a little bit more flat area along the coast. And we have a little island nearby, as you can see right there. On this part of the island and that other side of the island, there's a forest but we'll get to that in a sec. We're going to come over here, and you do have another nearby landmass. That is a savanna biome, as you can see over there. And we do have some flat area right here, with the savanna part having a more flat area right next to this little channel between the island and that biome right there, which I think is pretty cool, with some a little bit more flat area for building right there. Come to the top of the mountain, we have a great spot for building, as you can see, and then a little bit more flat area right here. And as I was saying earlier, you do have a forest on the other side of the hill, along with a little bit of a snow-capped area right here. It's not a lot, but it does change up the scenery a little bit. So overall, a really good seed for building. We got another amazing flatland seed. It has a village right by spawn. It also spawns along the coastal area right here. So for those who like flat village areas, this is a really good starting location because you don't have to go very far. You do have a lot of flat land right along this coastal area right here, all the way up to that pillager tower, which is pretty cool. As you can see, it starts a hill mass. Like there's just tons of hills near this area right here. If you go up the hill, you got little bits of flat area spread throughout the hill, like on top of the hills right there. Come over here, you got a little bit more right there. Got some more up there as well. And we got another village. So you have two villages, one right there, one right there. Both have pretty good building opportunities. And that's the same pillager tower we were talking about earlier. There's the flat area I was talking about earlier. And we also have a cave entrance that goes down pretty far, as you can see. So you got a lot of great building opportunities on this seed. We got the perfect snow plains biome right here for those who like massive flatland open space. As you can see here, you got right at spawn too. You got a little village over there, a lot of wide open space. But we're going to go over in this direction first, as we got even more open space over here. You got a pumpkin patch right there. You got some sand underneath there. And if you come over in this general direction, you're going to have a nice little village right there. And we do have this hill area. We're going to get to that in a bit. We're going to head back to the village over here, because this is one of the really good villages that I really like, or like to see in these types of seeds. So you got a pretty good sized village with one that's almost buried. You got this house that's almost buried, which I kind of like that. It's almost an underground house. That's pretty cool, with like very little work. And then we also have this hill that progressively gets, higher, but it does so in a way where it offers you a lot of opportunities to build structures or whatever the heck you want to build up on this hill, which I think is pretty awesome. And if we go up into this forest on top of this hill, we have a little patch or a little area where you can build with little interruption because it's mostly flat. So just a lot of great build potential on the lower levels, great build potential on the hill itself. So enjoy.